soweth, reapeth. Okay? Life is an echo. What you send out comes back. What you sow, you reap. What you give, you get. What you see in others exists in you. Now, we covered this, what you give, you get. We covered that in our last lesson about how sometimes we are looking to get what we give from the same person we give to. And it doesn't say you're going to get it from the same source. Okay? So I might give love to somebody, and then I'm waiting for that person to give love back to me. Like I gave love, so I was waiting for love to come back. Well, I was giving Cam love, and I'm waiting for Cam to love me back. But the whole time, Sister Shantae is trying to love on me, and I'm rejecting her because I expect it from where I sold it. Right? But he didn't say in his word, as a man reap where as a man sow, where he sows, he's going to reap. He just sow, and you're going to reap. I might plant my apple tree in my backyard, but I might not eat apples until I go to Grandma's house. Her tree been there longer, got more fruit, right? I was a little girl, my dad planted a apple tree. They was from the country, so they was trying to bring the country to Norfolk. And my auntie had a grapevine in her yard, and I mean, it was like fruitful. It would be grapes where everybody in the family can just come over with buckets and just get as many you want, just fruitful. So my dad said, I'm going to get my own grapevine. He planted a grapevine in the backyard. And he planted an apple tree in the backyard because when we go to Grandma's house, apples just fall. He said, I'm going to plant my own apple tree. And then he decided he was going to plant some collards and cabbage and just messed up the backyard. The only thing that's still there now is that apple tree. But he planted the apple tree when I was probably about 7 or 8. I grew up in that house, went to college from that house, bought the house next to that house to raise my children in it. And it still wasn't producing what he planted it for. But he was still getting the apples from another tree. Sometimes you have to plant for the next generation while you're reaping from the generation before you. It's, what's the saying? What you do, the life that you're living now came from what you did to get it 10 years ago. So if you don't like where you're at right now, change things, because 10 years from now, if you change it now, you'll be reaping from what you changed to. Don't you get sick and tired of hearing people complain about their life, but ain't changing nothing? Don't talk to me. Don't ask me for no counseling session when you know you ain't gonna change nothing. I will put you on my Z list real quick. I got in my phone, I have a Z list, a contact that says Z. And everybody that called me that I don't want to talk to and I don't even want to know is them calling me, I save the number under Z. So all I see when I see the phone ringing is a Z. They don't even mess up my spirit or nothing because I don't even know what Z it was. Everybody's number saved under Z. If you go on my phone right now under Z, you could scroll how many numbers are under there. Because time is a very valuable thing. Time is something that if I give to you, I will never, ever get back. You can't give it back to me. Nobody else can give it back to me. Time cannot be given back to anyone. So if I give to you of my time, a resource that's finite, I can't get that back for you to sit here and keep living the same life, but you won't. I need to talk to you, Apostle. For what? For what? If you don't want to change, why do you need to tell me how miserable your life is when you're not going to do anything to change it? It must not be too bad because you're still in it. And you're struggling to leave it. So if it's bad, why are you struggling to leave it? Boy, ain't nobody saying nothing. It's just a continuation from Sunday's message, that's all. If your life is that bad, why you keep feeding the baby? Why do you keep feeding the baby? If that baby is just whining and screaming and getting on your nerves and you don't need that baby no way, why you keep feeding it? Because whatever you starve will die. Don't tell me you want to stop something and you keep feeding it. The fact that you're feeding it says you want it. If you start a fire, and Grandma and Grandpa's house, they didn't have, well, still don't have central air and central heat. We had the stove, the wood stove. So when we got ready to go to bed at night, Grandpa would kindle down the fire because nobody is going to be up through the night to watch, which I still didn't understand because when we wake up in the morning, it was freezing. It's like, I would think you would put more wood up there before we go to bed. But in their head, you let the fire go down because nobody's watching it. I would burn it and say, Lord, let us watch between me and thee while we're absent. Right? Right? But the fact of the matter is, the only way to keep that fire going would be to give it wood. So if you have a sin in your life that's on fire, that's blazing, it's itching you, it's burning. The only way it continues to burn is if you feed it. Anything you starve will die. Whatever it is, if you starve it, it will die.
I was coming up to answer your question as to why some people don't leave their situation. And my best answer usually with that is that people want to, that's what's comfort to them. Even if they know it's bad, it's still like a comfort zone. And to step out, it's like, I know it could be better, but this is what I'm used to.
So I'm used to misery, so I'm going to stay right here.
For some people, that's the answer.
I know.
No.
I'm just breaking down what you just said, so make sure that those people that's living in misery and staying there can understand what you're saying.
Okay.
I'm miserable here, but I'm going to stay in my misery. I'm too afraid to be happy. I'm too afraid to be happy. Sister Latavia and I was talking yesterday, we was talking about this, where some people are afraid of failure, but afraid of success at the same time. How can a person be afraid of failure and success at the same time? Easily. It's called stagnation. It's called stagnation. Your life is not moving. You're afraid to get better, but you're afraid to try in case you fail. Stagnation. When not trying is the failure. You know, my freshman year, I went out for the softball team because, man, I could hit a ball. I could hit a ball. We played stick ball in the yard, you know what I'm saying? I could hit. I got good aim. For real. But as soon as I get out there, they talking about run. I said, huh? They said, do 8 laps or what? 8 swings? What you say? No, run around this whole bit 8 times? I started and quit the same day. I am so serious. But at least I started. I ain't sit back and talk about starting. I went. Some people say, one day I'm on. Well, listen. I got plenty of failures under my belt. Any successful person you know has plenty failures under their belt. But those of you who never reach success, you probably ain't got no failures either, because you just don't try. Listen, I tried it. Listen. I thank God for my faith. Y'all, faith is, listen, y'all trying to go after all these gifts. You need to pray and ask God for the gift of faith. It's amazing. It's relaxing. It's comforting. Anybody got a gift of faith there? A gift. You faith everything. It's a gift. Right? I didn't say have faith. All of us got to have faith. I hope you ain't got no faith. You don't know God. But I'm talking, there's a difference between a person having faith and the gift of faith. Explain the difference. I have faith that there is a God, that he loves me, that he bled and died for my sins, so that I can be pardoned, so that I can make it into glory with him, I can have eternal life. I have faith for all of that. Do you have faith to get a job tomorrow? I mean, you just lost your job today. Do you have enough faith to say, you know what, I lost this job today, but that's because all things work together for the good of those that love the Lord? And that means this job was stagnation. He heard, and he ready for me to move on. So that means within this week, I'm going to get a better job. Gift of faith. Difference. I believe God going to make a way. Right? This youth trip. I made a deal for this youth trip, and then the person canceled on me. It was an amazing deal. I was excited about the deal. I told everybody about the deal. Kept asking the man for the contract. He never sent it to me, just to tell me Friday. I forgot I got something else booked. Okay, well, I got church. You know what I'm saying? We got a fish fry. I got a preach Sunday. I got a meeting Monday. I got too much going on to be worried about a bus. Y'all saw I just made the post today. That's how worried I was about this bus. Because I have a gift of faith. Everybody else looking like, okay, Michelle, you got less than 2 weeks. You need to start calling around, try to figure out what you can rent. But it's going to work. Well, won't we just cancel it? It's going to work. Another company said we could do it, but they wanted double and some what we had agreed to pay. I ain't doing that. Ain't gonna happen, Captain. Because God know what I'm doing. He know what I'm doing it for. So, actually, this is not my responsibility. God, this is your responsibility. Handle it. Handle it. Well, I found out Friday. I ain't mess with it no more until today. That's how worried I was about it. Less than an hour after I made my post, I had my contract for the same price that the other one fell out of. Y'all don't even understand. Because everybody looking like, that was already an impossible price. Ain't nobody else going to. Same price. We'll take it. Can I get a contract? Right now. I tag Mike Hale in it so he can see what's going on. Right? Do you understand the difference between faith that God's going to make a way for us to get there, whether we have to drive a lot of cars or rent something else, or faith that, I think I told you yesterday, I said, no, we ride in a coach. I had the faith that we're going to get exactly what we needed, what we told God we wanted, how we told him we wanted it. He did it. Right? I think it was, I was here with the overseers a couple years ago, and we were working on these lights. Back when we had the little chandeliers, and we had painted them, and we put them back up. And then This whole side, when we put it up, wouldn't light up. It's a Saturday night. Wouldn't come on. They was like, what we gonna do? I said, we're gonna go home. Well, how we gonna It's gonna work tomorrow. I'm not gonna let it stress us. But we got church tomorrow. They're gonna work tomorrow. We came back, they was working. But it's because the laws of the universe. What you put out will come back. Your thoughts, your beliefs becomes your reality. And I said, God know we got service tomorrow. This his house. That's his responsibility. They'll come on tomorrow and walk on out the door. Nobody had to flip anything, jiggle anything, nothing. The next day, the gift of faith. I love it. Now, do I speak some things that don't happen exactly the way I want them? Yes. But does that mean I stop believing in my gift? Ah. You see, some of you will say, I got faith, and you will say it, and then when it doesn't happen, you be like, you let the devil tell you, I ain't gonna do that faith thing no more. I said it, and it didn't happen. Oh, no. Because if I said it and it did not happen, I can look and see that something better did. And when I keep my faith up, God has no choice. Listen, God has no choice but to bless me. He counted unto Abraham his faith as his righteousness, which means the more faith I have, the more righteous I am in God's eyes. That's why the enemy never wants you to exercise faith. How do you think we're able to do? Listen, I train people in spiritual warfare all the time, but can everybody do it? Nope. Because I can show you it, I can tell you what to do. But if you don't have no faith, you're going to be like them 7 sons of Sceva. Them demons going to beat you naked and send you out in the street crying. Because you can know what to do, but if you don't have the faith to exercise what to do, it won't work. Now, does every demon jump when I say, now? No, it don't. But I'm a now until it do. I don't give up. Because God told me I had authority. So sometimes I have to show him I have faith to keep on waiting until it kicks in. That's why someone be there and I be like, listen, I ain't got nowhere to go. I'm going to stay right here and wait you out. You're going to leave. You know? It's according to faith. But some people say a prayer, it don't work. They be like, oh, well, we tried. That's not the gift of faith. Did I answer the question? There's a faith in belief in God, but then there's a gift of faith for your life. Your gifts aren't for you. Your gifts are for others. So what's supposed to happen is when y'all hear me speak a thing in faith, and then you see it happen, it's supposed to increase your faith. Cup runneth over, saucer catches. That's why when I'm faith in things, I speak it. Because nobody else can learn from it if I just faith it in my head. And that's where the enemy wants you to stay. Faith in it in your head, because that's not speaking a thing as though it... Okay, all right. Everyone's journey is different. Our journey with these universal laws is uniquely personal, filled with individual insights and transformations. As we deepen our understanding of these principles, we open new doors to harmony and possibility. Anybody needs some more harmony in their life? Work it, God. Okay? The question becomes, how will you see these insights? How will you use these insights to shape your tomorrow? Now, if you come in here and you learn what I'm telling you, then you have to figure out how does it work in my life. Everybody don't hear the same thing as I speak. When I'm speaking, God gives each one of you what you need to know, your piece, what you get from it, and then you're supposed to apply that. Now, you get the word tonight, and you're supposed to look at your notes and say, now, how do I apply this tomorrow? You don't just come sit in Bible study and listen. You can't learn nothing from just listening one time. That's how I know who's serious about learning and who ain't. Who taking notes? You know? When you take notes, it is because you want to make sure I write this down and not forget it. Listen, when I have my sermons, I got all kinds of codes and things in my sermon. But I gotta underlining under stuff that I know, because I'll flip through my stuff real quick. But where I see that bold underline, that means don't you pass by this. Make sure you hit this point, right? But that can't happen unless I put it down. And without a vision, my people perish. So some of y'all come to Bible study Wednesday after Wednesday, Wednesday after Wednesday, Wednesday after Wednesday. You haven't retained anything. You ain't got no notes. Wondering why. I don't understand why I'm not operating in my purpose. You don't know how. You didn't take notes. Everything I'm teaching in this room helps you to operate in purpose. Everything. If it doesn't help you operate in purpose, there's no need for me to teach it. Somebody give me one Bible study I taught that wouldn't help you operate in purpose. Give me one. I've been teaching for many years. Give me one that you said, man, this ain't had nothing to do with purpose. What you got? So, identifying distractions. You don't think that has nothing to do with purpose? Oh, she got it backwards. She's asking what lesson did help. Okay, I got you. I'm like, because I'm looking at here like, digging this, you about to be in trouble. What the world? You saw my face? Huh? Yeah, you got to lay back because I got you. That distraction want to help you with your purpose. I got you. I was asking what lesson didn't help you. Mm-hmm. But yet, she said it with confidence too. I was like, you saying that we didn't get nothing out of that? She's like, that lesson about distractions ain't teach me nothing. Oh. All right, so success is the most natural thing in the world. Success is what? Natural. It's the most natural thing in the world. The person who does not succeed has placed himself in opposition to the laws of the universe. Psalms 37:4, take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. You want your desires? Anybody in here want their heart's desires? It's easy to get. Take delight in the Lord. That means live in him, dwell in him, move in him, and when you do that, he'll give you everything you want. Just that simple. So we talked about divine oneness. We are all one. Only egos, beliefs, and fears separate us. Pretty much, we all are a collective. And we come from who? God. Some people out there call him the universe. When we speak universe in here, we're talking about our God. He is the master of the universe. Okay? Galatians 3:28, there is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Divine oneness. Divine oneness. Helping others, encouraging others are often acts of being kind that have more meaning than you may realize, because it is our job to help others. When we help others, being that we are all divinely one, when we help others, we're actually helping ourselves. Because whatever you sow, you reap. You're helping yourself. May not come back from that person, but when you need some help, all of a sudden, somebody's over there to be there for you. Hebrews 13:16. And do not forget to do good and to share with others, for with such sacrifices God is pleased. Wait, he said, don't forget about it. Hey, I know life get busy, but don't forget to do good. Show your good works. Think about today. What good works did you do today? Now, if you're having trouble figuring out some good works, this word for you: don't forget to do good. Don't forget. And that's why the enemy will have it so that we don't want to share. That's why he has this thing. Oh my God, people in this world nowadays, they're so freaking selfish. It's ridiculous. If it's not about them, they don't have time for it. Not realizing because they do that, people never have time for them. So the enemy has you trapped in a cycle to make yourself live a life of neglect. I say again, he has you trapped in a cycle that makes you have to live the life of neglect. Why? Because you're sowing neglect. Galatians 6:10. Therefore, as we have opportunity, therefore every chance we get, let us do good to all people, especially those who belong in the house. Do good to everybody, especially your brothers and sisters in Christ. Especially those who are members in your house. So that means when you start a little crap with people in the church, you're doing the exact opposite of what he calls you to do. That's why I be like, man, people be bold to start spats and stuff and rumors and issues in the church. I'm looking like, is you stupid? And you wonder why your life shot to hell. He says to do good to all people. But then he puts another level in that thing and says, especially those in the house. Okay. There's power in unity. The devil knows this. His goal is to get us to hate each other one offense at a time. And he does that very well. So we got to recognize that we have power in us. That's why the devil never wants us to come on one accord, because he understands when we come together, things happen. In the Bible, think about the Tower of Babel, right? When they got together and they said, we're going to build us a tower to get us up to heaven. We want to be up there with God, so we're going to build our own tower to take us up to heaven. Well, they began to build this tower. Do you think they can be successful building the tower to take them to heaven? Do you think they can? You think they can? Nobody wants to answer that. They like, oh, no. You think if we all came together right now, we could build us a tower that takes us up in the heavens? Here's the thing. Right now, matter of fact, let me do it like this. If we all came on one accord right now, do you think that we could build us a tower that would take us into the heavens? Raise your hand if you think we could do it. Don't listen, wait, put it down. If you don't have enough faith to get a job right now, if you don't have enough faith to clean your room right now, if you don't have enough faith to pay your bills right now, don't be raising your hand about building a tower up to the heavens. I saw some hands go up, and I'm like, man, you ain't even got enough faith to sing. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. Now I'm going to ask you again. Look around the room. Look at what we have to work with in this room. If you think that we are able to come on one accord and build us a tower that would take us not even to the third heaven, that would take us to the first heaven, raise your hand. That we can come together and do it. I didn't. I said, can we come together to build a tower that would take us up to the first heaven? Now, look around. You may have about 10 people who really raising their hands for real, right? Which I would call them people with crazy faith. Because when I look around this room, and I see spiritually all the dirty rooms, how are we going to build anything? Now, hence the difference between the people in biblical days and us now. In biblical days, they could come on one accord. They didn't have spats then, they only had wars. If countries couldn't get along, they didn't argue, they went to war and settled it. Because we got to go back to peace. We can't stay at war. We can't keep stuff going all the time. If we got a rift, is it a rift enough for us to go to war? No? Let it go. Yes? Let's fight. I won, you submit to my way. Done. Now we just and y'all that ain't gonna throw a lick on a fly. I mean, I want somebody just pop it one good time. One good time, you stop all that, run off, smack him right in the mouth that's running. Okay, I'm saying stuff that we all feel, so whatever. Yeah, we lie, and them on lie. Don't you want somebody to get smacked in their burning mouth sometimes? Yes, I do. Shut them right on up. You know? No, they ain't gonna do nothing but sit there and run their mouth. So anyway, they came together. The difference between them and us, they decided they were going to do this, even though it was not the thing to do. Check that, check that, check that. Even though building a tower to take you up to God is not the right thing to do, because they came on one accord and began to do it, they were becoming successful at doing what they should not do. And so, because God will not be a man that will lie, he can't go back on his word. His word said, if y'all come together, touch and agree, it will happen. And so they came together and it started happening. But God didn't want it to happen, but he had to stick to his word. So what did he do? He struck them with no communication. Yeah. That's when we began to have different languages. What God did was threw a curveball and gave us English and Spanish and French, Dutch, so that they could no longer communicate on one accord, because God understood his law. And he understood if they continue to communicate on one accord, even though it's something I don't want them to do, they're going to do it. So he gave them different languages. Because corporate worship, anything can happen. But if the enemy wants to destroy a team working, team being a husband and wife, team being a family, team being a ministry, if the devil wants to stop a team, all he has to do is stop communication. And that means the house divided against itself will fall. If he can get you to stop talking at home, your house gonna fall. Because y'all gonna go around and say, I bet they thinking, and I bet he thinking, and I bet, and y'all already get at the divorce court and nobody was really thinking anything. But because you don't communicate, you left the devil all the room to make up whatever corruption whatever the worst that you can think. Because, we got to be honest with ourselves. We have the tendency to think the worst of people. I know we say I'm trying to, we say I'm trying to see the best in people. Right? Ain't that what we say? I'm trying to see the best. Understand you have to try to see the best in them because you already think the worst. Okay, all right. Matthew 18:19. Again, I say unto you that if two of you shall agree on the earth as touching anything they shall ask, it shall be done for them by my Father which is in heaven. Now that's a promise to us, right? So that means if we really operated in this thing called faith, more of us in this church will begin to work together. If we really had faith in the word of God coming alive, more of the churches in this area will begin to work together. Because his word says, if you come together on the earth, anything you ask shall be done. Right? So why are we giving up our blessings like that? Just to keep a little rift with people. I know she don't like me. Baby, if you don't like me, I'm sorry for why you don't like me. But I pray to God be able to bring us together as one. Why? Because when we're not as one, we can't get what we need. What's more important, you keeping that rift with a person or getting what you need from God? Now, we say getting what you need, but a lot of y'all got some rifts in here. Mm-hmm. This explains how we can create our own reality. We are connected to the source, which is God, and when we ask for something or come together and believe, it is already done. Okay? So the law of oneness. Behold, how good and pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. Now, here we go with the word again. He said, how pleasant is the word. God is saying, how behold. Behold means to look at this. That's what the word behold. Behold the green and gold. That means look at Norfolk State, right? Behold means to look. So look how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. What does this mean? This means when God sees us getting along, it makes him happy. He says, it's a beautiful thing when I see my children getting along. Mm-hmm. Divine oneness is the foundational principle. All the other principles will be built off of this one divine oneness. 1 Corinthians 12, verses 12 through 14. For as the body is one and have many members, I'm one body. I got many different members on my body, but they all belong to me. Mm-hmm. And all the members of that one body, being many, are one body. So also is Christ. For by one Spirit we are all baptized. By one Spirit we are all baptized into one body. Now. For by one Spirit are we baptized into one body. Which means everybody who's baptized isn't in the body. Some of you just went down a dry devil, came up a wet one. And as your apostle, I understand when we take you down there, you're going down a dry devil, coming up a wet one. It's not my job to judge and tell you not to get baptized. But the only way you are baptized into the body of Christ is when you are baptized with the Spirit of Christ. Not when you go through the motion. Let me help you understand something. Getting baptized don't help you go to heaven. It's going to be a plenty of people that say, I've been down in Jesus' name, and they're going to hell. Because the water doesn't sanctify you. His Spirit does. And there's only one Spirit that can do that. Okay. So let me move on. I just want to make sure we got that point. For by one Spirit we are all baptized into one body, whether we be Jews or Gentiles. It don't matter if you're black or white. It don't matter. One. Whether we are bond or free, and have all been made to drink into one Spirit. What you drinking? It ain't what I'm drinking. Sip, sip, pass. Sip, sip, pass. All of us ain't drinking the same sip, sip. Mm-hmm. For the body is not one member, but many. In a nutshell, the power of the people is stronger than the people in power. We'll go there. I'm going to go ahead on down to number 2. Number 2 is the law of vibration. The law of vibration. Ask, and it shall be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it shall be opened unto you. Matthew 7:7. Ask. I think the word says that if any of you lack wisdom, ask it of him, who would give it to you liberally, withholding not. So then if I'm still ignorant, it's because I didn't ask for wisdom. I sit back and complain about why I didn't know. My mama them didn't enforce school. My mama them didn't push grades. My mama them didn't. But okay, that might have been mama them. But right now, you choosing to remain ignorant. It's your choice to fail. It's your choice to make bad grades. I ain't think grades matter. Well, why do you think we go to school? It is your choice to fail. Today I set before you life, death. Choose life. Y'all kids, I said to you, today I set before you life, death. Choose life. Y'all choosing to fail, that's choosing death. That's choosing death. Because you're killing your future. Why would someone choose to kill their own future? Somebody help me understand that. Anybody got an answer for me? For real though. Why would you choose to destroy your own future? Well, you know, the devil ain't made you do nothing. He only has the power of persuasion. All he can do is ask you, tempt you. It is your choice to do. Devil ain't made nobody in here do nothing. All he can do is suggest. You really got an answer? For real? A serious answer? You got an answer? Why somebody would choose? Give me, tell me, help me understand, teach me. Why would people choose? No, go on over there. Why would people choose to destroy their own future? Anybody?
Some people would choose to kill their own future because they don't care about themselves. They don't love themselves enough. They don't see themselves as valuable. They don't see the value in themselves, so they see what's around and accept that. And when given an opportunity of what looks like could be better, they don't really believe in it because of what life has already taught them, so they don't have any self-worth. There's no love.
So what you're saying to me is, if I take that, I just want to make sure I'm on one accord with you.
Tracking.
What you're saying to me is a person who chooses to fail in life has no value for themselves and
Correct.
can't love themselves.
They do not love themselves.
Okay, so y'all get that? And when you choose to fail, it's because you don't have no self-love. So you don't need mama and them to beat you to make good grades. You should love yourself enough to make good grades, to want the best for yourself. But when you don't love yourself, you don't care. Okay, all right, what you got?
I'm gonna answer for the kids.
You're answering it from a kid's point of view.
Right. What I have
Why they would choose to
observed.
fail.
All right. So,
Speaking from a teacher or a father?
teacher.
Okay, all right.
As a teacher, watching a lot of kids, say the kids that know Christ first, I realize that they really don't love God, and they
know Him but don't love Him.
They don't love Him.
Then they don't know Him.
Right. I mean, yes, of course.
They're religious.
Yes, and so it's easier for them to accept the behaviors that they see, and all the good behaviors.
Accept the behavior?
Yeah, because you gotta think we're raising a lot of kids to do the right thing, and they know how to do it. And so to me, if you go out there and you have to go learn a lot of the stuff that they're doing now. They surpass me now. It ain't simple. You know, it ain't simple perversion no more. You got to learn this stuff. They got to teach you. They educate you on how to be.
So then, if I'm sitting in the house of God week after week after week, and I'm learning about Him, and I'm feeling His presence, how is it that I have no love for Him or myself?
I mean, I talk to the kids about this. They're rejecting Him. They reject Him a lot.
But in order for them to reject Him, they have to know who He is to reject.
Yeah.
You can't reject a stranger.
You know, and that's the warning I give to our kids in the house, that the destruction is coming quicker to them.
Oh, yes.
Versus their parents, because they're being raised in sound doctrine, experience, and spirit, versus the parent that got saved at 35.
Because your accountability, you got to realize this. The way your accountability level works with God, now, across the board, sin is sin, right? But I just need you to know that God is a God. He says to operate with just scales. That means to treat people fairly, do business fair, right? When you've had so much knowledge of God, God expects more of you. So then the one who wasn't raised in church gets a few more chances than you because they didn't know. But you, when you mess up, you get got immediately because you know better. He's lenient on the ones that are ignorant. But those ones who know to do good and don't do good, His word says those He beat with a many stripes. Now, everybody get beat, but the ones that know better and do wrong get beat with a many stripes.
And my second part is, the Bible says knowledge puffs up. Right? And we're in the age of knowledge. It's easy to get knowledge.
And remain ignorant at the same time.
And so a lot of kids think they know. And so when you tell them the righteous path is so small and narrow that it's
so easy.
They have all this information. And so, like me, when I'm talking to kids at school, I have to go through a lot of false doctrine to help them see, like, that's not reality. And they get mad at me because I'm saying that's not reality. That's not how that's going to work out. And then when it actually, even in this house, when it actually happens, how I say it's going to happen, they even get more distant from me.
Yeah. They mad at you because you spoke the truth.
And thought I was just
I know how that is.
Thought I was being negative, putting them down. But in this time now, kids have so much access to knowledge, and it's puffing them up against their parents, authority figures, everybody, to make their own plans and be destroyed.
But it's false knowledge.
Absolutely.
It's not reality.
And I tell them facts aren't the truth. The truth is greater than facts.
Yes.
And they don't really comprehend that the truth of God is greater than facts. And so it's...
Sadly, by the time they realize that reality, they've already destroyed their relationship with their parents.
Yes, yeah.
It's sad. It's sad. Come on, Brother Josh. Why do you choose to set your future up for failure?
So we're born in a sinful nature. Automatically, right off the bat, we're bad. We're taught to be good. We're taught the roles to play, right? And there has to come an attraction to those rules, because if there's no attraction, you will not gain the knowledge to do right or wrong. You're going to do wrong all the time.
But wouldn't the attraction be, ask, and it shall be given, See, and you will find, knock, and it should be open to you. Isn't that I want all that. That's not attractive?
It's 100% attractive, but the problem is because of society, you end up losing your love because attraction and love are different.
Yes.
Attraction is something that can be magnetized with love, but it cannot be absent without love. If you just have attraction for something, you can easily go the wrong way. So what I've learned is what we talked about. Don't let your passion be more than his passion, because there's so many things we're consumed of in this world that we argue about. We argue about, we talk about, we want to have a conversation about, but in reality, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I go out and my car breaks down, because at the end of the day, if I don't make it to work tomorrow, I don't make it to work. It's not as big of a deal as we create the problem. And that's what I've learned.
Okay. Okay. All right, how many children you got? Come on over here, get you some of these free meals. Y'all got a house full.
Hi, Apostle. Hi, guys. I think that people choose to be unhappy because they self-sabotage. And they self-sabotage because it's new territory. And when it's new territory, now it's fear versus intuition.
Okay, I hear you. But if I have a choice to continue the same curse of my mama and my grandmama and end up out the ghetto on food stamps and don't have nothing, why would I choose that same path when I see there are different paths around here to take?
How to get to that different path is never exposed to them?
What if they are exposed?
Oh, well.
Because see, what I want you to realize is, I'm gonna turn this way so that we can get out of it. What I want you to realize is, I'm going after what's in here. And these in here, they're open to the right way and still choose to throw away their future. I can see. You see, the difference is I can understand those in the world who don't have what they have in this house. I can understand the youth that are lost in this world, who don't have nobody to lead them and guide them in the right direction. I can understand that. I'm trying to say, you know what's right, and you still make the choice to destroy your own future. I expect the lost to do what lost folks do. They lost. I'm talking about the ones that know. It's
free will.
You're exactly right. It is free will to destroy your future. I'm just saying, why would you will it?
Some people know better but choose not to do better because of comfort zone. It's yeah.
But if comfort zone is out the ghetto with 4 kids like your mama, what can be comfortable about that?
I don't know.
You done went too deep, Apostle. That's all right. I got you some free kid meals back there. Oh, we got a youth bold enough to come up here.
So what I think from a kid, we think that we don't it don't matter because we think on focusing on what we're too good for it and worrying about that we're too good to worry about our grades. We're like, they want to be YN so bad.
How can you be too good to worry about grades?
Because
That's the oxymoron. The good worry about grades. How are you too good to worry about grades?
Because they focus on, they think that they want to be YN.
Walk with me. What's YN?
I can't say that other word.
You saying it on my microphone. What it supposed to mean? Don't you set her up to get smacked.
Young N-word.
Oh, okay. All right.
They want to be that so bad, so they're not worried.
They want to be what our people bled and died to stop being called. They want it. Okay. All right.
That's what I think.
Why do you throw away your future? I mean, you born in here, right? You born in here. You born in the AFC. Born and bred in the AFC. Your mama was doing praise and worship the whole time she was carrying you. You've been in church all your life. Why you still got to get disciplined in here? Answer me. Because you know better, right? But you still choose. I'm not getting it. Didn't you just come in from getting corrected? But you know better. Why you had to be corrected? Born and raised in the house. You see what I'm saying? But you still make the choice to do what you know not to do. Why? You just did it. You just did it. Okay, all right. She don't know why she messed up. She just did it. Okay. If you don't know, you don't know. Be like, the devil made me do it. Get you a free meal, baby. Tell your mama take you to get something to eat. Get one for your brother, too.
This is like short.
You short. What did you do? Your answer this.
Okay, mine's what I think is because I think a lot of kids try to fit in more than try to be their own self.
Try to fit into failure?
Yeah, I honestly think that.
Wow, that's just stupid.
A lot of them really do that.
It's a fact, but that's just stupid. And you know what? Let me say what it means to fit into failure. Let me say what that means. As y'all see, I'm really going at my youth right now, and they better act like they listening. I done forgot what I was about to say because they done made me mad right quick. What you say? They try to fit in.
Yeah, they try to fit in. It's a failure, yeah.
So what happens is, our church babies in here, they grow up knowing the right thing to do, the right decisions to make. And what they do is, they choose to dumb themselves down to be with the ignorant ones out there. Y'all get me? You make a choice to dumb yourself down so that you can fit in with the dummies. I got to fit in with the dummies, so I'm going to dumb myself down. I'm going to act like I ain't got no home training. I know I've been trained the right way, but I need to fit in with the ignorant ones that ain't been trained. What the world? Diamond, the last one. Come on, baby. You know, you was finished? I said, come on. You was finished?
I'll give them.
She said, I ain't do nothing.
The reason I think is
why you choose to destroy your future?
When I was a kid, I thought I had time.
Why you choose now?
Why I choose now? Because I ain't that smart all the way.
You better be real.
Hey, look, I ain't that smart all the way. I don't know it all. So I make dumb mistakes and I rehearse.
I'm not talking about the mistakes. I'm talking about the choices.
That's what okay, we call them. We
No.
can call them choices or mistakes. It's
No.
semantics.
When you know to do good and choose to do bad, that's not a mistake.
That's
That's
a choice.
a choice.
Okay.
There's a difference between a choice and a mistake.
Okay. So a dumb choice is made. I'm gonna go with Deacon Cam Manson, truthfully, because I haven't seen my full value in myself. Right?
Okay.
So it's a consistent prayer every once in a while. So I can't even say consistent. Take that word out of there. It's a prayer that I do every once in a while, which is where I want to see myself like Jesus sees me.
Isn't that,
right?
man, that'd be awesome, boy.
You know, if I could see it all the time, then I wouldn't have to worry about how I walk, what I think, what I'm doing, how I get to it.
I think if we could just see a glimpse of it.
You know.
That's the problem. We won't even live our life where he would show us a glimpse. Can't miss what you don't know you had.
Really, you don't ask. That's the big thing that I'm getting right now. Is like, as much as I pray that prayer. Okay, so there's been times in here where we worship, right, and we always be like, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. Ask the Holy Spirit, you can go deeper, right? And then
Who said it?
whoever the man or woman of God is on
They
the
be telling you
microphone.
go deeper?
Not me, just not
Okay.
me specific, but everybody say, right, go deeper, right? This is the time we can go deeper. And I think
I like to stay in the kiddie pool myself.
you like stay in the kiddie pool.
Yep.
Okay. Well, okay, so I think going deeper, what I'm saying is opening yourself up more, right? So like I was saying, asking, I think that I might pray that prayer, but like not really trying to get that answer either,
So then why pray it?
because it sounds good.
Oh, it
It
sounds
sound
good.
good.
Religious.
It
All
sounds
right.
good.
Religion is stupid. Y'all know that, right?
Religion is stupid.
Religion
But
is
yeah, we
stupid.
think we got time. We
All
think
right.
we got
Well,
time.
you getting up there, bro. You ain't got much time.
Oh, well, I didn't know I was a kid either, but you right.
All right. All right.
Another thing I thought about was it don't look good. The
Success don't look good.
hold on, the way that the enemy has made living like that looks much more appealing than living the way that he's allowed us to see how living for God look. Even for how we live in here, a lot of people, for our youth, if they see us, it don't look like this walk don't look like it's all that great, and it is hard. It's meant to be hard, but you know what I'm saying. If you love yourself, then you understand that the reason why I gotta go through this is so that I can have some more. But what they look at is what's right now, and so when you look at what's right now and you see everything that's out there, it's like, well,
But
what's
the
the
choices
point?
they're making ain't getting no benefits right now either.
Say that again.
The choices that they're making aren't giving them benefit.
For them, it's
But it's not. It's not giving them any benefit at the time. What's the value of it?
It's like
Make them feel good
in the
ignorantly.
moment.
Okay.
In the
Okay.
moment, they thinking about how I feel.
You know, when I bought back in the day, I bought a Ford Expedition. Back when Expeditions were like they just came out and they were like the nice rides. You know, only people that had them back then was drug dealers. You know, and I was preaching, and I got an Expedition. My godson, when I went around the house, he said, I got to get inside of this. I got to get inside of this. He said, I ain't never seen no regular person have this before. I only seen drug dealers. So it's like the only way you could afford to get an Expedition was to sell drugs. That was a sad mentality. I just looked like, my God, where you been? Oh, okay.
All right, so we're speaking on children and the youth? Or?
Well, we talking about from your point of view.
Okay.
Because we can all philosophize on what the youth
Yeah.
thinking.
Okay.
But why is it that you think somebody would actually choose to destroy their future?
I mean, the main reason is because they're dealing with some unresolved issues, unresolved traumas. Unresolved issues and unresolved traumas. That's what it all leads back to. And that's the motivation to do it or to not do it or whatever. Because even you could come to church every Sunday, you could pray, you can sing on the choir, you can do all these things, but when you get back to it and you're talking about faith and walking the walk and things of that nature, they don't do it. Like it's just like they're caught in this cycle. And a lot of it, again, has to do with unresolved issues and traumas. They haven't forgiven this one for this one. They haven't done the work. They haven't
right.
done the work. So
Right.
they're going to get trapped. They're going to get stuck, and they're going to think that that's just all that's to it. Regardless of what they reading in the Bible and what it says, it's just like, it's sad to see. You know what I'm saying? But it is a reality for some people. They just don't have that belief, and they're not even asking the Lord to, help my unbelief.
Yeah.
None of that. None of the steps and none of the instructions in the Bible. They just won't do it. They're just going to be set and comfortable in their misery. They're going, like some people were talking about.
I just don't understand when y'all say comfortable in misery. Those things don't go together for me.
Yeah,
Misery should never be comfortable.
yeah. It's less risky.
It's not comfortable.
Well, not in real life,
but you can't fail of it. When you're at misery, you can't fail misery.
Right. Right. And you could always blame somebody else.
Which is a lie.
Yeah, yeah. A
So it's
perpetual
still
state of
ignorant.
lying to yourself and not
Yeah.
dealing with your
You
issues.
right. You right. Do you know that you could be anointed and still dealing with trauma from your past? Y'all see it all the time right in here. Okay.
Say the question one more time.
Why would you choose to destroy your future?
Oh, we not talking about youth no more? No, I'm not.
Yes, you are a youth. How
I
old are
still
you?
am. I
What-
be
how
getting
old
this
are
thing
you?
confused. 19.
Girl,
No.
why would
Okay,
you
this not about me.
choose
This not about me.
to
This not about
destroy
me.
your own future?
I would say because following God is basically being set apart. And when you're set apart, you're not supposed to worry about how you look because things going to look different in the people in the world of lies. So I would say more of being conscious about the decisions that you make for God rather than for the world, if that makes sense.
So they're not making those decisions according to God,
Right.
but they know that they should. So why would they choose not to do what they should? You see, I'm gonna let you go. But what I want you to understand is we continue to give churchy answers. That ain't reality.
You're right.
I don't want to do the work. Let me tell y'all something. With all the success that's out here these days, to be a failure was a choice. It ain't mama them, it ain't your neighborhood, it ain't where you grew up. It's none of that. These days, with all the knowledge that is in the palm of y'all cell phone hands, to be a failure is a choice for the lazy person. The Bible says that a lazy person will never live a satisfied life. The Bible says that a lazy person is like a door hinge that lays in the bed and just flips back and forth. But you will never have a fulfilled life. Because the Bible says if a man does not work, he doesn't eat. If you want to eat the fruit of God's blessings, you got to do some work. Now, here I'm going to put a plug. I'm going to put a plug for Evangelist Shelley. Her book, her story. Listen, a lot of y'all got that book just to be nosy and find out what happened in our family. All our family dirt. You do find out the family dirt is all right, whatever. You got dirt too. However, so many of you got the book but didn't get why she put it out. That she was a minister in the kingdom, still dealing with the spirit of rejection. Anointed, calling down fire, and still could not have a decent relationship with a man in her life because of her rejection issues with her dad. That's why it's a workbook. But some of y'all read it just to find out what happened, and you ain't worked nothing, and you still traumatized. You're still dealing with the spirits of your past and wondering why you can't walk into your future. Oh, God. Hold on. Let me listen. Hold on. Okay. What you got? Well, I need you to come up here because I can't even hear you, so I know can't nobody else hear you. What I was just hearing.
Okay, I get on intercessory prayer,
Uh-huh.
but I still feel like I'm not ready to pray, but I can pray to myself at home. So do you think that's dealing with...
That's a pride issue. It's a pride issue. You're afraid to pray in front of others because you're afraid to mess up. Humble yourself and realize we all mess up. I am positive on that prayer line, you heard it, so many of them fumble their words and stutter and mess up and have to say, excuse me, and stuff. You hear all of that. But you don't want to put yourself out there like that. It's a pride issue. I promise you, if you humble yourself and begin to pray, God will move you in a mighty way. You just told her that last night? Now you got it twice. Bam. Okay? There are different things that happen to us in our childhood that would affect every other area of our life if we don't process it. When you are raped or molested as a youth, usually it's one or two things that comes out. You either become homosexual or you become promiscuous. It's not that you want that life, it's that because you can't deal with your trauma, that's what's taking place in your life. You're promiscuous or you're homosexual. Some both, depending on how deep the trauma. Okay? But you would never be able to have a decent relationship in your life until you work through the trauma. That's the type of trauma you can't cover up and say, I made it through. You must process it. You must. That's why the devil don't want you to talk about it. You must process it. All right. Okay. We'll finish up vibration next week. Anyone get anything out of the lesson tonight? Amen. Announcements.
All right, AFC announcements. There are no Monday night ministries for the month of July. Intercessory ministry will be fasting this Friday, July 11th from 5:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. The New York trip payment due will be July 16th. See finance team for payment. And for the men's conference this year, it will be titled Men of Faith, Building Bridges, Breaking Barriers. Yes, y'all did put up that y'all's thing for the shirts. It will be July 31st to August 3rd. See Deacon Charles for details. Men, this is a conference you don't want to miss. All right. Early bird tickets for the 19th year church anniversary banquet is on November 7th. The tickets are $45 for adults and $30 for children. See finance for payments. This year we're celebrating 19 years. And our goal is $1,900. Singles $150, married couples $250. See finance for payment or
$19,000 for 19 years.
Yes. What did I say? 1,900? Mm-hmm. Oh, but that's what it. Okay. Then there was a typo. 19,000.
Look at your faith. Look at your faithless stuff.
Oh, well, now that you said that, I'm like, oh. No, I'm saying, because that's what was written there. There was a typo then. I wasn't aware, so. No, I got faith. $19,000. Y'all hear that?
You better say it, girl.
$19,000. All right, and that's it for tonight's announcement.
Good evening, everyone. How are you doing tonight? Just real quick, we got for the men's conference, we got shirts for both ladies and fellas. So make sure, take a look at those. We're gonna be putting the order in on Sunday afternoon, Monday. Okay, so make sure you put your order in for that. Also, real quick after service, can we get some assistance from some of the guys? We're gonna be moving the platform stages over a little bit so we can put the new tarps on the top. So we just need help move them over, possibly a foot or two,